Hello, this video will explain how to exclude a patient from a provider's CPAR panel. There are two main reasons that you may want to exclude a patient from a provider's CPAR panel. The first is that the patient may have asked not to be a part of the provider's panel at all. The second reason for excluding a patient from a CPAR panel is that the patient may still want to be on a provider's panel, but may not want to have their information sent to CPAR or the healthcare data repository. Now, let's go to a live demo in the PS Suite EMR to see how we can exclude a patient from a provider's CPAR panel in each of these scenarios. So when we are in the PS Suite EMR, we want to go to Patients here. This will open the Patients window here. So in the first scenario, if a patient does not want to be a part of the provider's panel at all, we will want to change their patient status from active to an inactive status. We can do this by clicking Edit down here and then changing the status. So for example, we may change the status to moved away if the patient has moved to another city or location. We may also want to choose the status left if the patient has simply decided to be on a different provider's panel. As long as you're picking a status that is not an active status, the patient will no longer be part of the provider's panel and will not be sent to the CPAR registry. Now, if the patient does want to be a part of the provider's panel, so their patient status is active, but they do not want their information going to CPAR, we will want to check off this box here called Exclude from CPAR Panel. So this will allow a patient to still be a part of the provider's panel, but not show up in the provider's CPAR panel list. Now, it is important to note that once a patient is excluded from a provider's panel, they will not appear on that provider's CPAR demographic mismatch or conflict reports list in the CPAR application. This also means that the provider will not receive e-notifications about emergency department visits, hospital admissions and discharges, or day surgeries for that patient. The provider will also not appear as the patient's primary provider in NetCare.